Alright, and welcome back to Wildewitch RP's live play of our Burning Veil campaign. What is Wildewitch RP, you may ask? I'll tell you. Wildewitch RP is me, Faye, your game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We are a couple who love role-playing games and sharing stories with all of you so much that we quit our day jobs and created our own company, so that way we could create high-quality TTRPG experiences full-time. We've been very fortunate along the way to meet many awesome, amazing players who have joined us on our adventure, including the players with us tonight, and you can join them in all the fun. To get started playing with us, just join our Discord and website community, where you can sign up for games, meet us and all of our players, talk about your favorite characters and stories, and even roleplay on our forums. We've got plenty of games that happen every day, Monday through Saturday, so that way you can play in our Mortal Guardians episodic campaign and fight back against the evil Coven of Zol and their dark masters from the void beyond the stars. We also offer high-quality custom quests, magic items, and our playthrough of D&D's Dragonlance campaign. So, take a moment during game to join us and introduce yourself. We can't wait to see you at the table. Now, speaking of the table, let's get started with tonight's game. And we begin where we left off. You had finished a trying combat with some fey wolves in Vale de Farah after you had made your way to this different vale to find the end of Avi's curse. Of course, shortly after stumbling in through a crossing, you found two other figures here, Olkas and Kiri. And they have joined you on your adventures through the realm, helping guide the path. And you have just made it to the domain of night. Can I go ask for survival checks here to try and find a place to rest? Okay. So, as you all walk, a little beaten, bruised from the combat, but still up, you do find a place to rest. And as you are starting to settle in, you hear the thrum of insects grow loud and intense, and they begin to bite and nip.
These bugs are quite annoying.
It's not really ideal.
So, as the insects begin to grow more intense, what are you, do you do anything about it? Or do you just let it be?
Try to swat at the bugs.
How many of us are here? We got 8, yeah?
Yes, the 3 of you and the 5 NPCs.
Okay. I mean, I have something that might work. We all kind of huddled together.
As you get this idea, Bracken, you do manage to swat one on your arm. as you pull your hand away, it leaves this sort of greenish guts on the inside with some flecks of either broken carapace or legs. You're unsure, but it looks a little strange amongst the muck.
I'm gonna discreetly try to hide this away somewhere, because this is not great. This seems a little bit more intense than it should be.
Okay. Well, come on. We're gonna get cozy with each other.
Okay.
Huddle up.
Huddle up, and I'm gonna cast Tiny Hut.
Okay. There are a few insects that are inside, but as the tiny hut settles around, you can see that the massive amount of the swarm is on the out. Anyone else swatting the insects that are in the hut when it is cast?
Yeah, doing my best to swat them down.
Yeah, we'll take care of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cecil,
Go.
Avi, the two of you also see that as you swat them down, there is this green sort of goo on the inside, and as your hand moves away, broken pieces of either carapace or something else look strange.
Well, that is unpleasant.
To you, Avi, it looks a little familiar, actually.
Mm-hmm.
As you look at the broken pieces of the carapace, they almost seem to remind you of a thorned seed.
Oh no.
Bracken, where did you wipe your hand?
I kind of wiped it on the floor of the forest we're going through right now.
Okay, cool. Cool. Cecil,
Yes.
you've broken a few bugs here. And, would you be paying much attention to the ones that you've smushed?
I'd say once they're smushed, I'd probably not give them too much thought.
Okay, good to know. Avi, how about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of staring at the one on my hand.
All right. As you stare at the one on your hand, you watch those seed-like bits after a few moments seem to tremble. It doesn't seem that any of the bugs in the dome are lessening, even as Cecil, you know you've been swatting them quite ferociously. And Avi, as you watch the one on your hand, you watch those little seed-like bits as they tremble begin to unfurl into insects.
Oh, stop swatting.
Why?
Because you smush them and they make more.
Can I look at some smushed ones near me?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Right now they are still those sort of like broken bits, but if you watch them for a few moments, they too begin to sort of unfurl, wings begin to flutter, and they take to the air.
I see what you mean.
I think we need to move.
Ulcus kind of doesn't seem to be one way or the other. Kiri, oh, but we just chose this spot.
Emma looking around like, back me up, please.
If Avi thinks that it is smart to move, perhaps we give credence to that. We can always find another area to rest. So, do you all move?
Yeah, I'm moving. I'm dropping this hut and I'm out of there.
Okay. Another survival check, please. Hell yeah. You find another area, promising grounds, and as you set up camp, not very far behind you, the insect swarm follows. And soon is overcoming once more.
Are we in an open area?
You're in the forests and sort of area like that. This is a bit more open. It's a meadow type area.
I'm gonna try and be a little sneaky and see if I can't move away from the rest of the group.
As you... Are you trying not to be noticed by the rest of your group?
Yeah.
Stealth check, please.
It's not great. It's kind of awful.
So... It is... a few people who notice your departure. As you move off, you see that some of the bugs do follow you, some stick around the camp. Do you do anything, Avi?
Well, no, I mean, if it's only a few that are following me, then I'm just gonna... I'll go back.
Okay. As you head back, you do see both Ansel and Ron watching you. They aren't hiding it. If anyone else spotted you, they're not addressing it. You would see that Ulcus stands next to the fire, and anytime that he's squashing a bug, he moves to burn it.
Then I'm gonna go sit next to the fire.
Okay. You sit next to the fire. It's warm. Do you do anything while you're next to the fire?
No.
Can you roll for me a perception check? And then, of course, Cecil, Bracken, you're welcome to do this as well. Oh no, Bracken.
Yeah, that.
Avi, you notice this.
Hmm.
There's still, new bugs that form when Kiri squishes some of them. Some of them that are accidentally squished by Bracken or Cecil trying to get them out of the way as well. But the ones that Ulkis is handling, they don't seem to spawn new ones.
I'd share that with everyone.
I'll start tossing any bug corpses into the fire.
Okay. Cecil, you begin to start the process of the cremation of the bugs you squish. You notice that they do begin to lessen. It seems burning the little bugs, it helps.
Then why don't we get a rotation going, having people on bug burning duty?
It can help with whoever's on watch. Have one person killing bugs, the other one keeping their eyes out. Speaking of, we should come up with a watch order.
I can take one.
I prefer second.
I'll be up in the morning.
There we go.
Kiri, Ooh! Cecil, if you're gonna be keeping watch, can I do the bug killing on your duty?
Be my guest.
I thought his name was Bagel.
Well, you guys... I hear you guys talking. Do you want to go by Bagel?
Cecil's fine.
I'll stay up for first watch. I can help. Avi. And Ansel volunteers himself. So, as you all begin to settle down, Ron, making sure that you're doing as well as you can, Avi. Night comes fully, at least to your bodies. Overhead, it is a constant night, as it has been since you entered this domain. Avi, do you take the Watcher's Post or the Bug Mission Post?
I'll kill bugs.
Okay. So, just go ahead, give me a either survival or straight dexterity for how good your bug killing goes.
Survival. Take care of me. It's not the worst.
Alrighty. So, it's very repetitive. Waiting for an insect to flutter close, and then smack, and then wipe it into the flames. It's a little different than your normal typical watches. Letting the fire burn down to a low flame in this early hour, keeping it to the small embers through the later watches. But it burns bright now. And then another smack. Another tumbling of the small seeds that pop and crackle in the flames. But it's having an effect. And it is quiet. Ansel seems to be fairly focused on keeping an eye out to the nearby areas. But it is not a tension-filled quiet.
That's good.
At some point, you do see where Ansel goes a bit stiff. And he puts his hand up. Let's be quiet for a little bit.
Yeah, alright.
Minutes go by. 10, 15. And Ansel seems to relax. I saw another wolf pack. They just passed us by.
Oh, that's good. We don't need another one of those.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for a natural 20. Eventually, their watch does come to a close. Again, it lessens some of the bugs, and they don't reappear as soon as you have them burned. And Ansel gives you a look. One that speaks of a sort of camaraderie. Perhaps not something fully sympathetic. No one quite knows what you're going through, but one that says that he's there for you.
Just give him a smile.
And as first watch comes to a close, Cecil and Kiri are woken up for second watch. Cecil, can you give me a perception check? As you keep your watch, you do hear the sort of rhythmic sounds of Kiri smacking away at the bugs. She keeps a bit of a count. You can hear where she skips numbers and then restarts and then forgets and then restarts again and repeats numbers. It's not accurate at all. But she seems to be having fun.
I'll just kind of roll my eyes and keep the patrol up and let her be.
As you are keeping your patrol, as you are making your walk, Kiri also doesn't stay in one place. She makes traveling about the camp and then back to the area. 20 perception. And at one point you find a sort of strange small footprint in the dirt. It's singular.
One single footprint.
One single footprint.
How big is it compared to my foot?
Probably about just similar width. And so, could be gnome, could be halfling. Hard to say for sure. Could be something entirely different.
Does it look... It's a footprint, it's not like a shoe print?
It is a footprint. You see the shifting of the arch. Curiously, there's only 4 toes.
I'm gonna go ask Kiri if she knows of any 4-toed small creatures in the area.
As you approach Kiri, who claps one of the bugs and wipes it off. She's got the green goo over both of her hands. 4-toed small creatures. Nope, never heard of them.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, as you were.
What is... Let me just check something here. Cool, yeah. She just goes back to doing the bugs. You don't see anything more of that one single footprint. Just still there every time you pass by it.
Were the toes pointing towards our camp or away?
Sort of parallel, as if it'd been running along the same patrol route that you are walking.
Alright.
So, by all means, there should be another print, but there's not.
This question is whose toes?
Your watch passes by without issue, and at the end of it, Kiri just kind of wipes her hands over her skirts, and wiggles her hands. They still don't feel clean.
Nothing about this place feels clean.
Well, obviously, you're gonna get dirt everywhere out here. Unless you're talking about another type of unclean.
My eyes just kind of both widen like 10% and I just walk away.
Wait, what do you mean?
I don't know. What do you mean?
I don't know.
There's dirt. You've got dirt and bug guts all over you.
Tell that person you're dirt?
Well, I mean, you could also go like swimming in a cedar lake. Then you come out all brown because it's got all over you.
We're not going to do that.
Why not? It's so much fun. You can find little bugs swimming in the water. It's so much.
I'll take your word for it. I'm not much of a swimmer.
Well, we can change that. If you're here during the really hot portions of the year, everyone swims.
No, thank you.
So, as the two of you find your areas to settle back down for the evening, your watch passing by successful, save for that one mysterious footprint.
Can I let the people who are going to take over know about that one footprint?
You can tell Ulcus and Bracken about the one mysterious footprint.
Yeah, 4 toes, probably close to my size. Just a single print. Good luck.
Thanks. Yeah, have a good night's sleep.
Kiri's already, conked out. But, Ulcus looks to you, Bracken. I prefer patrol, but I'm willing for either position.
Yeah, if you want to patrol, I'll just handle this. It's no biggie.
Alright. There are very few bugs at this portion after the efforts of Avi and Kiri. Bracken, if you would like to roll for me either a survival or straight dex check to see how well your bug smushing is going.
I'll do straight.
So, a few of them get away from you, especially as you're starting your first awakening. But as the bugs begin to lessen to the point where it's just a normal amount, no longer an infestation, now would be the time that you would expect morning to rise. But still, it remains that permeating night. The stars hang above you. And it's a little eerie, but nothing that's too foreign to you. But what is on your mind, Bracken, if anything?
Not a whole lot. You know, I'm still kind of waking up and I'm burning bugs, so it's
Ulcus returns at some point. I didn't find anything more about four-toed small creatures. I did see the footprint. I doubt it's anything to be concerned about.
I mean, if it's anything, there's 8 of us. I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
I will alert you of my suspicions. I don't think it's anything. I think it's a prank.
Yeah.
A prank by whom?
Who indeed? So, Ulcus doesn't really share too much without being prompted. Just keeps his eyes on the forest, gets up every so often to do a patrol, until you all successfully complete a long rest and are able to wake up. Again, there is no light to greet you in what would be morning, but
I don't think Abby believes it's morning. She don't want to get up.
I'm gonna go look at the footprint again and see if there's any more.
You don't see any more. There's still only the one.
Alright, I'll go back to the group.
Okay. As you head back, you start to hear thunder in the distance.
That ain't good.
Bracken, did you make breakfast after you were done?
Nah, I don't think cooking breakfast on a bug fire is gonna be too great.
Okay.
I think we'll just stick to, hardtack and salted meats today for breakfast.
Okay. There is a bit of wind that accompanies the thunder.
I am gonna take my potion.
Okay. So, Avi, you take your potion.
And I think as I'm looking at them and I realize there's one more than there should be. Oh no.
Did Avi say that out loud?
Yeah.
What's wrong, Avi?
I don't think I took this yesterday.
It happens.
Would skipping one day cause a lot of problems?
I mean, the only thing... I mean, nothing really happened except for the bugs. And I mean, they kind of looked like that little seed, so they might have been connected. I'm not reading. Now, I'm not going to say it was entirely my fault, because if I start to believe that, I'm going to feel real bad.
I mean, look, I had a lot of fun squishing the bugs, so I don't think it was entirely bad, even if it was your fault.
Thank you, Kiri.
She just gives you a bright smile.
Mine's a little strained.
I have no doubt about that. Kiri sidles over to you, Cecil, and as she sort of squats down, her skirts kind of fluttering about, she whispers almost conspiratorially, "What happened about the footprint?"
I'm just gonna look at her. There was only one footprint. We found no other evidence. Ulcus doesn't know anything. He thinks it might have been a prank.
Who would do something like that for a prank?
Do you know where we are?
Someone that doesn't have this group's best interests at the front of their mind.
I guess. That does make sense.
I mean, I spent a lot of extra time investigating it, and I think Ulcus did too. What if something had attacked us from a different direction that we weren't ready for?
Well, who would have gone investigating only a single footprint? People have 2 feet, you know.
Listen, I've never been here before. I've seen some wild stuff already, and I don't know what else is out there.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. And she just stands up and walks off.
I'll just give a big sigh and go back to what I was doing.
Soon enough, rain begins. Not terribly heavy. But enough that it is warning of the encroaching storm. Ulcus testing it out. Kiri head back, trying to catch as much as she can with her tongue open. Let us be on our way quickly.
Should we really travel? What if it gets worse?
If it gets worse, we can seek shelter, but I was under the impression that whatever it was you were doing was pretty urgent.
I don't appreciate that. Your tone.
Apologies.
I'm just saying.
Well, as of right now, the storm is easy enough to travel. It's off in the distance. All we have is a bit of rain.
Goodness, I was just asking a question. Start packing my stuff.
Olgus is just really serious. You don't have to worry about him. He's just always like that.
Trust me, I'm not worried about it.
And Ansel,
Gonna get moving then?
yeah, Ansel, Lorcan, Ron all begin to move, packing up their things. Lorcan takes up the rear. Is you're starting to head out. For a good portion of the start of the day, the rain stays light. There is, again, the wind that comes through that pushes the water against your face, makes it a little less gentle, but nothing terribly bad. And then there's the thunder overhead. And it begins to pick up. As you travel, the wind and rain soak down upon you, pool at your cloaks and at your clothes. It's a little difficult to move, the mud and the muck making the ground slick beneath your feet. There are flashes of light from the lightning that crashes and crackles. And you can feel the energy of the air around you become charged. Hair begins to stick on end. Some of the crashes are close, too close for any sort of comfort. And let's get a dexterity save, please. As you are walking, there is another thunderclap, and lightning comes crashing down. You hear the fracture of snapping wood. Avi and Bracken, you are able to move back, but Cecil, you are pinned beneath a limb that has fallen. That is going to be 7 points of bludgeoning damage, Cecil. And Avi, Bracken, as you moved back, you did slip and slide. Avi, you fall prone. Bracken, your stance is wide, but you manage to stay on your feet. And Cecil, you're under a tree. Or at least
I'm under a tree.
portion of it.
Oh my goodness, we can get him out.
Lorcan's
I'll move
already over to help. Yeah, Lorcan, Ulcus, and Bracken, you're all working on lifting the tree. Go ahead, give me a strength check.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So, the three of you working together pull this limb up off the ground, enough that, Cecil, you have room to crawl out.
I wiggle out.
Alright. Wiggling out, the limb is dropped, and it takes up most of the path, and Ulcus begins to look around. Anyone else who would like to try and find perhaps a way around this, or even shelter, go ahead, give me a perception check. Disadvantage because of the heavy rain. Avi and Cecil, you spot it's a little off the track, off the trail here, but definitely an area where you can try and wait out the storm. There's a cave.
I'll shout it out. Start heading that way.
As your group moves, it doesn't take long, and soon you find yourselves underneath the shelter of stone. The wind and rain still howls outside, but at least in here it is dry. Lorcan looking around. Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I suggest perhaps maybe a fire. Get ourselves a little warm.
We should take care. We might not be the only things seeking shelter from the storm.
I can check out the rest of this cave, see if we're alone here. So, Ulcus will go off, and he goes to scout the rest of the cave.
I'm sticking kind of towards the mouth of the cave.
Yeah. Easily able to do so.
Yeah, I think just hanging out in the inside of the cave would be smart.
It's not long before Ulcus returns. There's a bit of a draft further in, but nothing else. Cave's good.
On fire.
Might as well get it started.
Oh, I can help with making sure the wood's dry.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So, gathering wood, soaked from the rain, Kiri begins to use some of that druidic magic. You see that with a touch, she ages the wood, and the water begins to evaporate as the wood becomes old and dried. It begins to pass off each of the logs and twigs.
Alright then. Then Bracken will break out a tinder box and get something going to keep everyone warm and dry out a bit.
Alright. The fire is started, and you all can gather close by, dry some of your gear, keep warm. Oh, excuse me. So, what do you do around this campfire, if anything?
Ulcus, are we getting close?
I think so. Can't say for sure. The realms tend to move around, but we're in the general direction of where we need to be going. Shouldn't be more than a day if this weather doesn't clear up.
That's good. Avi, how many more potions do you have?
Well, I mean, I had enough for 2 weeks. It's only been a few days. So,
Oh, we're in good shape then.
yeah, we'll be alright.
The storms like this pass quickly here.
It's not quite storm season, so I don't expect it to last very long.
I hope so. Never been too good with storms.
Oh, we could take a break and have a bite and restore anyway.
Hey, I mean, you can try and remake the the sandwich situation.
Oh goodness.
Man, Lorcan, you really like just digging up old stuff, don't
Look, I'm offering you a chance to, I don't know,
you? Oh, you're offering me a chance. How
to
gracious.
redeem your sandwich making
To
efforts.
redeem my sandwich making skills.
Yeah.
And I'll look over at Avi and Cecil with a "Can you believe this guy?" look.
Second chances should be taken graciously. Not everyone gets one of
Wow.
those.
He does have
Wow.
a point. I mean,
Wow. And Bracken will just go off into the back of the cave, grumbling about making sandwiches.
Kiri is going to skip along next to you. And, you know, I've never really liked sandwiches.
Guy wants a sandwich. I'll give him a sandwich. Give him a sandwich. He's just completely in his own world, going through his ingredients here.
Oh no, Sirenscape. Kiri just points out, like, at random ingredients, and it's like, oh, you could put that on a sandwich. Everything technically can be put on a sandwich. Most of the things
That is very true.
probably should not be.
You know, hot dog is a sandwich. Taco is a sandwich.
Not
here
bringing
we
this
go.
up.
I wouldn't know.
Fried chicken's a sandwich when you
We
really get
can-
down to a
we can-
definition.
We can talk about this later.
So, as the storm does begin to pass, as Bracken, what kind of fixing ups do you do?
We got some salt pork in there. We've got 2 buns made out of hardtack, or 2 pieces of bread made out of hardtack. We got some sun-dried tomatoes. We got just for Lorcan, just a real specialty in there. Some real hot peppers, some pickled peppers, little condiments, and we'll wrap that on up. And you want a chef's check, I'm assuming?
Please.
That was 15.
It's a pretty decent sandwich. It's a little on the soggy side because of them hot peppers, but otherwise it's pretty good.
He'll live with it.
Yeah. So,
And I wrap it up and I go back and I push it in his chest and say, "Eat it." And I'll walk off.
he eats the sandwich. And
How is it, Lorcan?
it's better than the one that I didn't eat.
Hey, Bracken, good job.
Oh my goodness.
Way to use
Oh,
that second chance.
Flip him all the bird.
I'm gonna just walk away from this.
So, as the storm passes, and as any sort of snacks are had, any sort of conversations can be brought up. Avi, what is a pouch that is easily accessible upon your person?
Oh goodness. But I don't know. I've probably got like a little pouch full of coin.
So, a small coin purse?
Yeah.
Okay. Cecil? What is
Yes.
a small pouch that is easily accessible upon your person?
Probably the same.
Okay. Bracken.
Backpack, coin pouch.
Okay. So, as you all are looking out at the now glistening night forest, about to head out, a wind comes from inside the back of the cave and rushes past, and you all hear a sort of chime, a jingling upon the wind. Immediately, not Thresh, Bracken.
Who?
Yeah, immediately, Bracken, you would recognize that your coin purse is gone. As you are not wearing any sort of armor that would inhibit that.
Hey, my money's gone.
Hmm?
Somebody robbed me.
When?
I don't know. Recently.
Well, I mean, how much did you have on you?
Everything I had.
Bracken,
What?
you brought everything.
I don't trust leaving it at a house owned by somebody else.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't trust. You know I don't trust banks.
Oh no.
You do seem like the type.
What's a bank?
They keep your. It's a big building. They keep your money safe for you.
Allegedly.
It's what they do.
That's what they want you.
Bracken.
God, Bracken's like the ultimate conspiracy theorist.
It really is. Catch Bracken with a tinfoil hat.
So, Cecil, it'd be about this time that you would realize your coin purse is gone too.
Holy crap, I've been robbed.
Tell me you didn't have all your money on you.
No.
Inside check on that.
Yeah, let's get an insight check. Avi Bracken, that's an absolute lie.
Cecil.
You never know when you see
Listen,
something you just can't be without.
I expect that kind of behavior from Bracken, but I thought
Oh, you
Maybe.
expect that from me?
I do.
I can live with that.
Look, you just never carry a lot of money. You always spend it all, either on drinks or women or what have you, and you're fine.
Lorcan.
Look, I'll never have a lot of money on me. I always spend it.
Bless your heart.
He leans over to Kiri, and it says, "That way your life is rich in experience."
All right, joke's over. Who's got our money? And I'll look over at the new members of our group.
Why would I take your money?
That's so rude, Bracken.
Yeah, they just showed up out of the woods, and all of a sudden our coin purses are gone. What do you want me to think?
I want you to have a little bit of faith in our new traveling companions. They haven't done anything but help us.
Avi, it'd be about this time that you realize your coin purse is gone too.
Oh, well, my money's gone. Wow, nobody's gonna ask me if I had all my money. The answer's no.
Yeah, we
We
knew
knew
that
it.
because you were judging us the whole time.
Yeah, how much did you have on you?
It's like 20 gold and
Well, you're gonna find something real nice that's 21 gold.
There it is.
well, guess what? I'll be fine because I'll leave it there and come back because I have like
And you know what?
I
Then
have more money in my room.
You're gonna go to the bank, and they're gonna say, "Oh, sorry, we're closed.
Listen,
We don't have your money."
My money's not in the bank; it's in my room.
Good on you. And then I'll wealthy benefactor. That's how he's been making all his money over the years.
Bracken
Great.
keeps his in his mattress.
That's why-
Cool to keep it there.
That's why he sleeps in the hammock.
Yeah, I had it all in my coin bag.
So,
I just had a big my money don't jingle jingle. It do.
All right. In all seriousness, who's playing pranks?
I only did one prank.
What prank
yeah?
did you pull?
I made a single footprint.
Ah,
I used my
Oh.
hand.
Oh, Carrie.
How many fingers do you have?
You only need one to make toesies. You just put your big thumb in, and then you make the big toe, and then the top of your thumb for the little ones.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Mystery solved.
shocker.
I didn't take your money.
Okay.
All right, then who did?
Lorcan.
Look, I already told you, I'll spend all my money. Why would I be looking to spend yours?
I don't know. You've been in a I don't know, a kind of mood lately. I don't know if you're playing pranks.
Look, pranks, all about them, you know. I'll make it seem like, you know, you spilled a drink on yourself or something like that. I wouldn't be taking your coin. That's your personal stuff.
All right.
Go ahead, roll for me a history check.
Well, good grief. I was on a 19.
Oh no! Bracken for sure recalls this. We'll see about if we get a roll from Cecil. Nope. Bracken, the wind that came by. You remember there was a chime almost on it, except that, no, if you think about it, it was more like a jingle.
Hell, the wind took our money.
Well, wait a second.
We gotta go back.
Okay, there was a draft.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we gotta go deeper in this cave.
Well, you all would know that the wind came out and into the forest.
We
Did I
gotta
say that?
follow
I said we gotta go out in the forest.
Yeah.
So, heading out into the muddied ground, the light fall of rain, and let's get our little bit of good stuff going on. Oh, I gotta actually stream it so you guys can hear it. Bam. There we go. So, you have the bit of rain here. You have the wind that you are trying to track. How are you trying to track the wind that seems to carry your coin purses off.
Can I go perception?
100%.
Sure.
Nature also works.
Can I see if there's any path in the dirt or the debris in the cave?
Yeah, I would say survival check on that. Cecil, it's out in the mud. You see a strange feather. Did you go and you pick it up?
Yeah, I'll take a closer look.
Roll for me a nature or history check. This is a quickling feather.
I'll let everyone else know what I suspect to be the culprit.
Quickling?
You can't be having none of that.
Nasty fake creatures. Move impossibly fast. Pranksters easily can turn to malicious.
It sounds funny, so.
Nope. That's not how that works.
What? I'm not allowed to make jokes?
Not like that.
I thought it was funny.
Not those kinds of jokes. This
I'm
is,
sorry.
I'm down 20 gold.
I'm sorry. I think I needed to laugh.
Well, let's go find some pranksters and get our money back. Man, you really got yourself with that one, huh?
I really did.
So, let's get either survival or perception checks, I would say, make appropriate sense here. Bracken, you see a few more of those quickling feathers, perhaps. One of them is experiencing a molt of their wings. But Avi, you hear it. Not terribly far into your walk trying to follow this path, a snickering. About perhaps 3 different sources.
I hear some giggling. Can I see where it's coming from?
You have a direction. It is covered by a thick brush. It's further into the forest, off the beaten path. If you want to get closer, I would say survival checks. Or not survival, stealth. Why did I say survival? Stealth checks.
I think Abby's still kind of laughing to herself.
Seriously had one job. As you stumble through, especially getting caught on some of the armor and the twigs and the brushes, you see a few feathers falling down and a few coins that were not scooped up as the quicklings make off further into the forest.
You see the direction they're going based on the way that the feathers and the coins dropped.
So you definitely, so the coin's kind of there. It looks like they had a pile of it and tried to scoop it up quickly.
Gotcha.
But the way that the feathers move, and you can kind of hear the direction that they sent in, or that they went in. But
Okay. We'll follow them.
I'm picking up coins.
so, what skill check do you think would be appropriate?
Cecil, sleight of hand.
I'll go survival.
Okay.
I'll go athletics to keep up the chase.
Survival.
Heck yeah. As you keep up the chase, as you move through, you think you start to see more of those feathers stuck in one of the tree. The quicklings passed by here, it seems, got a little stuck, perhaps flying a bit too recklessly. Perception checks here, please.
Oh, I'm looking straight at the ground.
Got coins.
Cecil, unfortunately, there are no more coins. But Avi, you hear that sort of snickering again.
I can hear the giggles again. I'll try and sneak up on them.
Stealth check, please.
It's gotta be better than last time.
Do Bracken and Cecil also follow?
Yep.
Yep.
Stealth check, please.
Goodness.
Hell yeah.
Avi, you see them. The three quicklings. Each kind of hands in the coin purses and, pulling out little shiny tokens to show off to each other. And then, as Cecil and Bracken are kind of making their way in, heads snap up almost inhumanly quick. It is inhumanly quick. And they seem to spot you and your companions, and they fly off, grabbing what they can. They do leave one of the coin purses.
Oh, whose?
That's what we're about to find out.
Whose, Faye? Whose?
It's Cecil's coin purse that is left.
Damn it.
Alright, are we good then?
No!
Oh, we're still missing one?
I'm kind of looking at the two of them like, do y'all even want your money?
Yes!
Yeah, I got it right here.
That's your purse. That cannot be all of your money inside.
As you do a quick count, Cecil, you're missing about maybe 5 coins.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
There's clearly 1,480 coins in here.
Yeah, it's a quick count. Use your 10s.
I get after him.
Alright, what check do you want to try and do here?
We're just gonna keep just booking it through this woods.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. As you book it through the woods, and you are getting through the different, oh my god. I wish I didn't look at that. You are as you're getting closer to another clump of the feathers, you hear Kiri, wait! I can make us sneakier! And the realm around you seems to get a little bit softer. Go ahead, roll for me perception checks here.
Perception.
Yep, perception.
Good job, Kiri. Very useful.
Avi and Bracken, you hear the snickering this time.
What you call
Can you hear the giggle?
the giggles?
Okay, we're gonna get him this time, okay?
Okay. Roll for me stealth checks. You have the effects of pass without a trace.
Hell yeah, that's a
Hell yeah.
29.
That's a 34.
30. 30. Sorry, I've never said that before on a stealth check.
Dirty 30.
You make yourself quiet. And as Kiri kind of looks over the edge, keeping her magic close to buffer you, you get to the small clearing where the three quicklings now try to look at two coin purses filled with shiny objects.
Can I tell which one of the coin purses seems considerably more full?
You can see yours, yes.
I'm going to grab the one that has my coin purse. I'm just going to wrap my hands around it and make sure its wings are
Please
pressed
give
to its
me a grapple check. So athletics.
back. 23.
All right. Yeah, you grab a hold of it, and its wings are smushed, and it starts spouting and Sylvan. Hey! Don't! The wings are. Please, they're healing.
Yeah. Drop it. And all you, drop that one.
Intimidation check, please.
Fun's over.
All right. It was just a prank.
It was a really good one.
But you are able to retrieve your coin purses.
Can I have somebody count it for me while I hold this
Oh
creature?
my goodness.
You
It's,
all have your coins.
Okay, very good. I'm still not letting go of this thing. This is my prank.
The other ones, one of the other two kind of has the molting wings, and in a shaky common, can we have our friend?
Oh, Bracken, let him go.
Alright, y'all get out of here.
And they nod. You let the one in your hand go?
Yeah.
Okay. They all quickly fly off.
That was really mean.
Oh, okay. And robbing people isn't me.
They didn't rob us. They were just playing a prank.
You think if
they were
we
gonna give
caught
it back?
them, they would have given it back?
Well, it's not my fault that y'all keep all of your coin on you.
Okay.
Hold
Oh,
on.
now we're being judged
That's not the
because
point.
we asked the right questions.
Don't we have like a hag to find or something?
Yeah, I
aren't
guess
here
we
for?
do.
Aren't we here for like a reason? And
Let us,
I guess we do.
if we are done, let us get back to the path. And go ahead, give me survival or perception checks here.
Hell yeah.
Cecil, Avi, from your little clearing and from the areas that you begin to move, you see a castle, or the ruins of one in the distance.
Oh. Abby's kind of looking at it like, well, that's a castle.
Olcus, that doesn't happen to be our destination, is it?
It is.
Oh.
Huh. So hags just live in castles.
If a castle is available, I'm sure anyone who wishes a defensible and imposing location would move in.
That's true, but it's just a lot of upkeep.
Kiri kind of turns as she walks, so now she's walking backwards as she looks to you, Avi. So does that mean you've been in a castle before?
No, I haven't.
Well, then how you know it's a lot of upkeep?
Well, I've lived in a house with, more than 2 rooms before, and I had chores, so I know how much work it was to keep that clean. So you can imagine, a castle with so many rooms, how much work it would be to keep it clean.
Well, I mean, I can imagine that you've got a lot of thresh to cover the ground, so that might be a lot of, having to go out and find that. But as long as you aren't tracking in mud, you should be good for like a month with that stuff.
There is dust that settles and stuff like that you gotta keep on top of, otherwise it just gets out of control.
A place that big would employ several people just to keep it clean and to keep it running.
Well, yeah, I'm sure, but how many people are gonna work for a hag?
Well, I guess that depends. Are you, like, if you're in one of the cities, because some of my friends tell me of, like, the big Vale de Fair cities, there are lots of hags that have, like, shops and things like that, and, you have to have employees, so, there's that. Apprentices, mentorships. I don't really know too much about it. I usually just stick to my home. This is like the most that I've really traveled.
Same.
Same.
It's the first time I've ever been in a different realm.
It's pretty fun. I've only been between Vale de Mortalis and Vale de Fair, but that's because, we lived on like a little crossing area, and so sometimes we just stop. And she just starts to do what Kiri does and be a little lackadaisical.
How's Ron doing?
She's keeping a sort of eye, staying close to you, but, you know, very much allowing you to sort of have your own space, but being close by enough that you can easily enter hers.
I think I will. I'll get a little closer to her.
As you do, you see her eyes come to you, smile.
Hi.
Hi. Are you feeling better?
I'm doing okay. Better than I was.
It was good to see you laughing again.
Was it?
Yes.
I'll try to do it more then.
She smiles and reaches out to put her arm around you and hold you close for a moment. As you get closer to the castle, it is overgrown here. Roots and vines grow with wild abandon. The castle looks like a partial ruin. And you see that it sort of stands tall and foreboding. It's not terribly far into the domain of night, but it definitely seems darker. And Avi, as you stand in the shadows of this castle, it's potent, this connection you feel to the castle. It's almost like you can see Festian leering out of the windows. It's almost as if you can hear her cackling laughter bouncing off the halls.
This is definitely the place.
Well, let's get it handled then.
So you head inside?
There's no guards or anything?
Not on the outside.
I think I just kind of stand there and look up at it for a minute.
Ansel and Ron stand at your sides, Avi, as do the others. When you are ready.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And I'll on the floor.
Alright. So, moving from the imposing exterior, you push open the door, and it opens unlocked. The wood's a bit rotted, blackened with age. You enter in. The main entrance that you come through is dark, empty. As you enter in, Ulcus speaks, and even though he keeps his voice quiet, in the silence of this place, it seems too loud. Keep your wits about. What do you do? Bracken, Avi, Cecil?
I don't remember any kind of like a staff or something that she was wearing.
You remember the clothes that she had on, but you don't know if she'd still be wearing them.
She didn't have like any jewelry or anything.
Nothing quite so specific, though.
Was this a multi-floor castle that we could see from the outside?
Yes.
Well, they're never on the first floor.
Means
Well,
we gotta get in and go up.
well, if you were a hag, would you go up or would you go down?
Good question. What if she knows that, like, we expect her not to be on the first floor and she's just hanging out there?
Well, I guess that makes this like a little scavenger hunt. Maybe we should check all the rooms. Maybe she's got like little trinkets that are hidden inside.
I love your enthusiasm, Carrie.
I'm always down for some free hag stuff.
So. And in your investigations, what are you doing?
So we're into a castle.
Yeah, you're exploring a castle. How does that look?
Kind of trying to pay attention to if I feel a pull in any sort of direction.
Go ahead, give me a insight check on that.
We all do insight.
Avi, you're not really feeling too much of a pull. Like, there's definitely a connection to the castle, but no tug in a certain direction.
I guess we gotta start somewhere. Where's the closest door? That wasn't the entrance.
There's a hallway that extends further down that you can see a door upon.
I go down that hallway and kick the door open.
All right. Cool. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Dirt 20.
As you kick open the door, it releases a trap. A log comes swinging down into the open area, but you jump down to the ground quickly, and you are able to avoid it.
Oh yeah. Hey guys, look out! There's traps.
Good job, Bracken.
Thank you.
Good to know.
Now we've learned something.
Yeah.
So, what does Cecil, your investigation look like?
I'd be kind of doing the same thing, but more peeking in the doors rather than kicking them in.
Then go ahead, roll for me investigation check. Okay. You peek through some of the doors, just enough to get a visual. Nothing terribly interesting. Everything seems old, abandoned, not a lot of upkeep, falling into ruin.
No signs that anything's been disturbed.
None in what you've seen, no.
A lot of dust covering.
Some, yes.
Alright, I'd just be continuing to look for any signs of life.
Okay. Okay. Bracken, Avi, do your investigations shift any since your initial attempts?
I think I'm looking for stairs.
Yeah, investigation. You find the more... Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I routed. Roll. You can just forget that one. That's cool. We'll just keep going.
Avi, you find the immediate stairs that lead up to the next level. If there's other stairs, like hidden, sort of servant stairs and things like that, you don't find them.
Okay. I'll start moving up. Kind of shout out that I found the stair.
So there's a Avi heads up the stairs. Cecil, Bracken, do you join?
Yeah, did we check all the obvious places on the first floor?
I would say you've managed to check all the obvious places between your attempts as well as Lorcan and Kiri,
Not so
Ron,
obvious places.
Ocus.
Yeah, I'd hate to get caught from the behind, you know, in a pincer.
Well, you'd need someone ahead and someone behind for a pincer.
Right, we're making sure there's no one behind us before we go forward.
Right. So, as you are moving upwards, very obvious. You can see when you get to the second level, the stairs that proceed further, that would be like the third level, crumbled and unable to proceed further. And most of the second floor is starting to fall into that as well. There's still parts of the second floor that are whole and viable, but a lot is falling to bits.
I don't know if it'd be very safe to look around up here. Like, I want to break a curse, but, I don't want to die in the process.
Well, we've come all this way.
Yeah, alright. Well, check it out, I guess. Just be careful, please.
Investigation checks, please.
Investigation.
Okay. Avi, Cecil, can I get dex saves?
Oh. Uh-oh.
Avi, you see the log and are able to move out of the way, stepping out of it. Cecil, the log comes forward, and since you're a small-sized creature instead of a medium-sized, what would be hitting someone's chest comes straight into your face, knocking you back. And that is 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Why is everything hitting me today?
From the bottom of the stairs, Ansel calls out, "We heard a clatter. Is everything alright?"
Still alive.
Turns out the hag really likes the good old-fashioned log trick, so keep an eye out for that one.
She really does have an affinity for logs, doesn't she? I don't think there's anything up here.
Do you head down, descend back to the first floor?
I do.
Hey, well, I think I found something over here.
I'll head over.
Okay.
Lorcan seems to have found, firstly, a sort of servant's area, a kitchen, it looks like, and a bit of the wall pried open and rotting, with a small staircase, sort of walkway. You've got some heading upstairs, some heading down.
Is there a certain way that looks like it's been traveled recently?
Roll survival. No immediate sort of disturbances you see. Nothing like disrupted footprints or disrupted dust in the form of footprints.
There's certainly something. I'll go through and start heading down.
Okay. Heading down, followed followed by the others, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You
Right.
didn't
Slowly.
cautiously. There is a You come to a chamber, dungeon-like, and there seems to be tables and rituals, the portions of it set about, as well as bodies. As you guys look around, if anyone wants to roll for me a Arcana check here.
Ah,
Bracken, you recognize that this is Hag's Wreath rituals. You would know that Hag's Wreath is another word for hag magic or evil fae magics.
I will convey that to the team.
Okay.
I'm liking this place less and less.
Yeah, I think I might be sick.
As this all happens, can I get perception checks?
I cannot.
Bracken, Cecil. One of the bodies moves.
Over there.
We got a live one.
Turning. You watch as this willowy, almost floral-like being stands up. A nymph. Or at least the remnants of one.
No, she's hot.
Her sisters join her, as do 3 other figures. Revelers, their hooded feet as these satyrs begin to dance to strings that are no longer under their control. We're going to roll initiative. Alright, Bracken goes first.
Hell yeah.
After Bracken, it is Avi. And we've got our nymphs, satyrs, NPCs, and Cecil. So, Bracken. The dead have arisen around you.
Well, time to put him back down. Closest one.
Okay.
This one?
Let me double check here. So, you are approaching a nymph, and yes, those both will hit.
13. And because I don't know what's going to be going on here, I'm going to spend to defend and take a dodge.
Okay. So. We've got some defense going on there. Avi,
Mm-hmm.
it is your turn.
Okay, how many nymphs do we have?
3 nymphs, 3 satyrs.
Okay. Cool. Can I have the nymphs make con saves?
Sure. Uh, 6, 19, 19.
Okay, well, the one that got a 6 is blinded.
Okay. So, Bracken, you have a blinded nymph in front of you.
Hell yeah.
As Avi, you see the darkness overwhelm the eyes of the nymphs. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna give a bardic to Cecil.
Cecil gets a bardic. Then it's our nymphs go. And, Bracken. Can I get a Constitution saving throw?
Of course. Except for that one. You can't have that one.
The visage of the lovely nymph shifts for a moment as a horrible shriek. It sounds like the limbs of a tree breaking come from her. You are taking 8 points of thunder damage, and you are pushed 10 feet away from her.
Okay.
The other 2 nymphs are going to move towards you, Avi. And as they move forward, we'll take a strike each at you.
Sure.
The first one is a 10.
No.
The second is a 14
Yeah.
for 5 points of bludgeoning damage as it strikes into you.
Ow.
And as you are left with a welt forming, it is our satyrs go. And our satyr, one of them at least, is going to head down, rush towards Cecil. An 8 misses, and as he shakes himself, reorientating, he goes in for a headbutt against you. 17?
Yes.
Alright, so you will remain hit this round as we come to our NPCs, and it's going to be we have Ansel going to move in and provide help for Avi. And Cecil, it's your turn.
I'm hitting a satyr.
Go for it.
19.
Hits.
from Avi and Bracken?
Bracken would probably be the farthest because he ran up to meet the nymph. But Bracken would be more like wouldn't be like anything more than like 15 feet away.
What about Avi?
Avi, I would say, is like right there, so about 5.
Okay. Cool. I'll stay there.
Sounds good. And we've got so 2 swings of your hammer into this satyr, and he's a little dazed, but still seems to be on his feet, ready to go for more. And Bracken, you come to your turn.
We'll throw a couple more punches.
All right, so you close the distance.
Move up and throw a couple.
13 does not strike, and neither does 9. So as you try to close the distance with your fists, you are swayed by her branches. And anything else?
Yeah, we're gonna spend a key point and go for a flurry of blows.
Go for it.
There we go. That's what we see.
Heck yeah, those both.
We'll get some damage. 16 points.
All right, 16 points of damage as your first 2 attempts did not go forward. 2 wallops afterwards, and let's just do a quick bit of math here. All right, our nymph's looking rough, but she is still in fighting condition. And that is action, partial movement, bonus action. Bracken, do you do anything else?
Nope, we're all good on that.
Avi?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna swing at one of these things with my rapier.
All right. Do you go for a nymph or do you go for a... Oh, the nymphs came up to you. That's right.
2 nymphs on me, yeah.
You do. That's right. I didn't update my notes.
It's okay. It's a 24 to hit.
Oh, for sure.
And that's 7 piercing. And then I'm gonna quicken spell a mind sliver on the same one.
Okay.
So intelligence save.
She fails with a 4.
Oh. That's 10 psychic. I have a thing.
A thing?
What is that thing? Yeah, what is that thing?
The shadow depletion thing?
No, not that.
The psychic blades?
No, it's the orb, the crystal.
That's right. You've got your crystal orb.
Yes, I'm looking for it. Here it is. So they have to subtract 2d4 from the next saving throw that they make before the end of my next turn.
All right. So, and then 2d4. Got it. And...
Oh, wait, no, I can't do that.
Oh.
So I already did my bonus action.
Oh.
The spell was my...
the spell was your bonus action. Okay.
I needed to read it more.
No worries. We have it for the future.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna pin that.
So, we've got then our nymphs gonna go. And... it is... Avi, did you roll for your concentration on blindness?
didn't.
Can you please roll for that?
I can. It's a natural 20.
Alright, blindness is still in effect. The nymph in front of Bracken is going to try and strike, but she has disadvantage, so that is a natural 1. So as her arm club-like, like a branch comes forward, you're easily able to move out of the way. The ones on Avi, we've got a 19 and a 17.
Oh, yeah.
I use interception on the second one.
Okay. That's disadvantage, yeah?
No, it just reduces damage.
Reduction. Cool. Alright. 11 points of damage on the first attack.
Okay.
And then let's see that reduction from Cecil.
It's gonna be 12.
Alright. Cecil takes all the damage as the shield comes in to absorb the hit. And it's our satyrs go. And we've got the one on Cecil. 2 headbutts. That is a 16, which will not hit. And another 16. Then the other satyrs, we've got one that will go over towards Lorcan. That does not hit. That does not hit. And then one that's gonna come running over to you, Bracken. As he rushes up, skids to the side, his ram does not make any connection with you, but he goes in, closing the distance for a headbutt. And a 9 does not hit you. So it is going to be a attempt of Lorcan to shove this satyr away from him. And they end up sort of in a headlock, both of them pressing against each other, none getting the upper hand. Cecil,
I'm gonna hit the satyr in front of me.
go for it. Whew.
16 hit.
16 will hit a satyr. Alrighty, so as your warhammer cracks twice into the satyr, you watch as the undead corpse, drained of any sort of vitality it may have once carried in life, crumples under your the weight of your bludgeon and drops.
Good.
Anything else?
No, I'll just stay 5 feet from Avi.
All right, Bracken, you've got a nymph in front of you and a satyr to your side.
Well, we'll go for the nymph first.
All right. Both of those hit the nymph.
Oh, yeah. And that'll be 16 more damage.
You feel your fist as it enters in, causing the sort of wooden skin to snap, splinter, and crumble. The nymph falls down.
Excellent. And then we're going to turn to the satyr, and he's going to get some too.
Okay.
Well, okay, there we go.
So the first attempt is your stance is too far with the momentum, but as you bring back on the second attack, that is a solid hit. And
Very good.
then Avi,
Yeah,
it is your turn.
it sure is. I still got 2 nymphs here. I'm gonna cast a Snip Whispers on one of them. I'll cast it.
Okay.
Wisdom save.
All right. And
I'm gonna use my orb on this one.
that is a 16 on the save.
Beautiful. That's 15 psychic.
Okay.
They have to run away. Plus, they have the 2d4 reduction on their next save.
Alrighty. So, as this nymph, the one that is not at the other end of your blade, you look over, you cast these dark whispers that fill her mind, and she does turn, fleeing. And do you do anything else, Avi?
Nope, that's everything.
Alright. As this nymph runs away, she goes and changes her trajectory towards Bracken and will take a swing. As her branch like arm comes extending down towards you, that is a 15. Will a 15 hit?
Sorry, 16 is the
Alright, so the 15 misses. You feel the leaves brush past you, but you are spared of any sort of solid collision. The other one is... You see the same sort of shifting of the face and the wood that you had seen with the one engaged upon Bracken earlier here in front of you, Avi. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. This was for Avi.
Oh, my apologies. I heard my name in there. I'm sorry.
Because this happened to you before, that's right.
That's right.
Avi, unfortunately, as the thunderous crack of limbs expels forward, you are pushed back and take 13 points of thunder damage. Our satyrs act, and the one in front of Lorcan continues to dance over there and gets one solid headbutt in. Bracken, you got a guy over there.
Yeah.
He's gonna be going in for some headbutts. 17.
That will hit.
And the natural one will miss.
Cool.
But from the successful ramming of his horns into your forehead, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And we've got Kiri is going to conjure some lights into the area, and since Bracken has the most enemies, the area is filled with a pale green light, and she casts Fairy Fire.
Oh, cool.
Unfortunately, the satyr will pass his save. The nymph, however, does not. So the nymph is now outlined in a glowing green light. And Cecil.
There's 2 nymphs on Avi still?
There is a single nymph on Avi.
Okay.
One of the nymphs on Avi ran and then redirected towards Bracken.
Can I flank the one on Avi?
Yes. So, as Cecil, you move into a flank, we've got... That hits.
If you say so.
Allegedly.
Alrighty. So, let's do a bit of math here, because we might have no more nymph. Yeah, as your hammer strikes twice heavily, there is the crack of the limbs. It sounds like the branch that fell upon you earlier in the day, the storm, as the shattered and splintered body of the nymph falls.
Okay. I'll use the my movement to get to Bracken then.
Okay. As you move over to get to Bracken, Bracken, it is your turn.
Hell yeah. And you said there's no more nymphs? There's just satyrs?
There is a nymph on you that is outlined in glowing green light, which means you have advantage.
Better. Cool. 13?
The 13 does not hit.
12 damage?
Alright, 12 damage. Our nymph is looking real rough.
We'll just bonus attack.
Okay.
Or for bonus action.
Yeah.
Another 11.
And with that, your fist breaks through, and Cecil, you duck away as some of the splinters hit you, and the body drops to the ground. We do have 2 satyrs left.
I will move to provide flanking on one of the 2 satyrs.
Well, one of the satyrs is on you, Bracken.
Oh, even better. I will stay right there then.
Alright. Avi,
Yeah.
we come to you. There's 2 satyrs left. One on Lorcan, one on Bracken.
Great. I'm gonna cast False Life.
Okay.
With goodness gracious. So I'm gonna get 11 temp HP. And then I'm gonna send a Bardic to Bracken.
Alright, Bracken gets Bardic. We have no more nymphs, only satyrs. So, Lorcan's struggling back there. Let's see how he's holding up. Another hit to Lorcan. And then Bracken, Cecil, you're over there. Each of you are going to get a headbutt. Or at least the attempt of one. A 12 does not make contact with Bracken. And an 8 definitely doesn't hit you, Cecil. There's the clang of horns on a shield. And we've got Ulcus is going to move in and provide help for Lorcan. And assist there. Cecil.
I'll go over the save.
Alright.
Can I get into a flank with Bracken?
You can, easily. Alright. As your Warhammer strikes heavily, the satyr still stands. do you do anything else, Cecil?
I'll stay there.
All right. As you stay there, still completing that flank, Bracken, would you come to your turn?
Okay. We will go for it. Right there.
Okay.
And right there. And right there. And there. Is 21 damage put it down?
Easily. 21 damage. The satyr drops.
Beautiful.
And then there's one satyr left.
We will go for that one. Is there any way to put myself at a flank on that, or no?
Yeah, Ulcus didn't close a flank with Lorcan, so you can definitely get in there to
Excellent. And we will flurry on this.
Okay.
Keep the pain train rolling.
Alright.
For another 14 damage on him.
Alright,
Or them.
14 damage into the satyr. Your fists drive into the back of this creature. You can hear the snapping of bones, but the satyr seems unbothered at this time.
Well, alright.
Avi.
Yeah. I'm gonna send a firebolt to that satyr.
Go for it.
It's a base of 20.
Yep.
So 30.
30. Avi.
Mm-hmm.
The crackle of fire energy alight in your palm that you gather forth and just toss. It sizzles in the air, and as it makes impact, you can see the inferno as it begins to eat away. Would you like to paint me a picture?
I'd rather not. You can do it.
So, as the undead skin begins to catch like kindling, your fire eats away until the body just falls heavy with a thud. And you are no longer bound to initiative.
What did I say about liking this place less and less?
I don't feel good.
So, it is with this understanding, perhaps, that the castle here is truly abandoned and left empty, with needing to find the progression forward. You hear a flutter of wings. And as you turn to look, it comes from somewhere upstairs.
I'll go check it out.
I'll follow Avi.
Okay. As you head upstairs to investigate the sound of wings, that's where we'll pick up next week. So, thank you to our players for playing. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Tune in next week to see what waits back upstairs in this abandoned castle. As always, to find out more about us, about Wildewitch RP, you can head over to our website, wildewitch.com. That's going to be WILDEWITCH.com. It's got all the ways you can find us on the internet, all the fun things we've got going on, and of course the invite link to our Discord, where you can come hang out and chat with us, playing some games yourself. We also have on the internet Sirenscape, who provides all of our background music, our ambiance, our sad trombone played at dramatically appropriate times. You can find out more about Sirenscape, again, their website, sirenscape.com. And as always, may the ever-burning light ever guide your steps. Laters.